Have you ever wondered what the deadliest natural disasters in history are? Picture cataclysms that have shaken humanity to its core, events that have altered the course of civilizations. Natural disasters, in their myriad forms, are nature's way of reminding us of her power and unpredictability. From hurricanes to earthquakes, tsunamis to volcanic eruptions, these are the wild cards Mother Nature holds in her deck. Today we delve into the top 10 most lethal natural disasters ever recorded. Are you ready to embark on a journey through history and nature's fury? Buckle up, because we're starting with number 10. We kick off our list with the Great Hurricane of 1780. A storm of epic proportions, it remains the deadliest Atlantic hurricane on record. Striking with merciless fury, it lashed the Caribbean islands with winds estimated at over 200 miles per hour. The islands of Barbados, Martinique, and St. Eustatius bore the brunt of it, with Barbados reported to have been practically razed to the ground. In terms of human cost, the Great Hurricane was nothing short of catastrophic. It claimed the lives of an estimated 22,000 people, a death toll that still sends chills down our spines today. This event dramatically underscored the destructive power of nature and left an indelible mark on the annals of weather history. The Great Hurricane of 1780 wasn't just a storm, it was a cataclysm that forever altered the landscape and the lives of those it touched. As devastating as the Great Hurricane was, it's just the beginning of our countdown. The disasters only get more destructive from here, with numbers 9 to 7. We begin with the 9th deadliest disaster in recorded history, the Shanxi earthquake of 1556. This catastrophe struck the Shanxi province of China, leaving an estimated 830,000 people dead. The quake was so powerful that it reshaped the landscape, causing mountains and rivers to shift. Whole settlements were engulfed by the earth, leaving no trace behind. This disaster was not just a momentary event, but a profound shock that forever altered the course of the region's history. Moving on to the 8th spot, we journey back to Europe, specifically to Spain in 1808. The Odivelas Dam failure claimed the lives of an estimated 60,000 people. After a period of intense rain, the dam, which had been a marvel of engineering in its time, collapsed. The resulting flood was swift and merciless, obliterating homes and communities in its path. The disaster was a stark illustration of the tragic irony that sometimes our own creations can turn against us. Finally, at number 7, we find ourselves in the heart of the Indian subcontinent in 1839. The Bhola Cyclone, one of the deadliest storms ever recorded, wreaked havoc on the port town of Karinga, Andhra Pradesh. An estimated 300,000 lives were lost, and the port, once a bustling hub of commerce, was never to regain its former glory. The Bhola Cyclone serves as a potent reminder of the devastating power of tropical storms. Each of these disasters, from the shaking grounds of Shanxi to the flooded plains of Spain and the storm-ravaged shores of Karinga, paints a vivid picture of nature's destructive capabilities. They remind us of our vulnerability in the face of such immense forces and the importance of preparedness and resilience. Each disaster is a stark reminder of nature's power and unpredictability. We're halfway through our countdown, moving into the top 6. Brace yourselves, because the disasters we're about to discuss are nothing short of catastrophic. At number 6, we have an event that shook the world in the literal sense, the Tangshan earthquake. This disaster struck China in the wee hours of July 28, 1976. The ground trembled with such force that it claimed the lives of approximately 240,000 people. The cause? Tectonic plates shifting under the city of Tangshan. The aftermath was devastating, with the city reduced to rubble, compelling survivors to rebuild from scratch. Moving on to our 5th spot, we find ourselves in the heart of Europe during the late Middle Ages. The Great Famine, spanning from 1315 to 1317, was a period of severe food scarcity that resulted in the death of an estimated 7.5 million people. Unusually heavy rains led to crop failures across Europe, sparking a chain reaction of starvation, disease, and a steep increase in crime. The continent took more than a decade to recover from this disaster. Just edging out the Great Famine, at number 4 we have the Shanxi earthquake. Occurring in the year 1556, this is considered the deadliest earthquake in recorded history. The quake struck in the early morning when most people were still in bed. With an estimated death toll of approximately 830,000, its devastation was unparalleled. The quake was so powerful that it caused ground deformation, landslides, and even altered the paths of rivers. Each of these disasters left an indelible mark on history, reshaping societies and transforming landscapes. They remind us of the sheer power of nature, which can at times be merciless and indiscriminate. As we delve deeper into our countdown, the disasters become even more catastrophic. As we move closer to number 1, the disasters become even more catastrophic. Taking the bronze medal for devastation is the Yellow River Flood. A catastrophic event that shook the very foundations of ancient China, the Yellow River Flood is one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history. The river, often referred to as China's Sorrow, lived up to its name in the late summer of 1887. The cause? Unusually heavy rainfall that overwhelmed the river's defenses. The Yellow River, known for its silt-laden waters, had a history of changing its course. But the flood of 1887 was anything but ordinary. The river burst its banks, flooding an area some 50,000 square miles in size, equivalent to the entire state of Alabama, turning bustling cities into vast, desolate lakes. The death toll was staggering. The flood claimed an estimated 1 to 2 million lives, leaving countless others homeless. The exact number has been lost to history, but the magnitude of the disaster is undeniably immense. The flood had a lasting effect on China, plunging the country into a period of turmoil and suffering. The economy was shattered, and famine and disease followed, taking even more lives. It was a dark period in China's history that underlines the power nature holds over us, even in our most prosperous times. The Yellow River Flood was a tragedy of epic proportions, but 2 disasters were even deadlier. In second place, we find the Bhola Cyclone. This cataclysmic event, one of the deadliest in human history, unfolded over the Bay of Bengal on November 12, 1970. Originating from a tropical depression that formed over the central Bay of Bengal, the Bhola Cyclone rapidly intensified into a Category 3 storm. It made landfall on the coast of East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh, and the Indian state of West Bengal. The cyclone was accompanied by a storm surge that swept over the low-lying islands and tidal flats along the coast. This surge, reaching up to 30 feet in height, was the main cause of the catastrophic death toll. It's estimated that between 300,000 and 500,000 people lost their lives, making it one of the deadliest cyclones in recorded history. The Bhola Cyclone left an indelible mark on the nation of Bangladesh. The response of the then Pakistan government to the disaster fueled resentment in the region, which already had a simmering independence movement. This resentment culminated in the Liberation War of Bangladesh in 1971, leading to the creation of an independent nation. In addition to the human toll, the cyclone caused significant damage to the local ecology and infrastructures, from which the region took years to recover fully. The Bhola Cyclone was a disaster of monumental proportions, yet one disaster tops them all. And now, the deadliest natural disaster in recorded history, the 1931 China floods. Tragedy struck in the heart of China in the year 1931. The stage was set by a cruel combination of a decades-long drought, followed by heavy snowfall in the winter. The snow then melted into the Yangtze, Yellow, and Huai rivers, causing them to swell beyond their banks. But the final blow came in the form of relentless summer rains, leading to catastrophic flooding. The scale of this disaster is difficult to comprehend. The floodwaters engulfed millions of square miles, including many populous cities and vast swaths of farmland. The death toll? An estimated 2 to 4 million lives lost. Yes, you heard that right, up to 4 million. The majority of these losses were not from the flooding itself, but from the resulting famine and disease. The 1931 China floods left an indelible mark on the nation. The social and economic impacts were vast, triggering political upheaval that would eventually contribute to the end of the nationalist government. The scars of this disaster can still be seen today in the flood control measures and policies that have since been implemented. The 1931 China floods were not just a tragedy, they were a catastrophe on an unimaginable scale, a testament to the raw power of nature. They serve as a stark reminder of the dangers that lie in our environment and the vulnerability of human life. The 1931 China floods stand as the deadliest disaster, a stark reminder of the power of nature. Before we wrap up, let's revisit the top 3 deadliest disasters. At number 3, we have the Bhola Cyclone. a devastating storm that swept through modern-day Bangladesh in 1970. The cyclone's ferocious winds and deadly tidal waves resulted in an estimated 500,000 lives lost, leaving an indelible mark on the region's history. In the second spot, we find the Yellow River flood of 1887. This catastrophic event was caused by excessive rainfall and poor infrastructure, leading to the loss of somewhere between 900,000 to 2 million lives in China. And finally, taking the grim title of the deadliest disaster in human history is the 1931 China floods. Heavy snowmelt, relentless rain, and ill-prepared defenses combined to create a deadly deluge that claimed anywhere from 1 to 4 million lives. From hurricanes to floods, these disasters are a chilling testament to the power of nature. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history's deadliest disasters.